Finally, a goal in sight, Ricky and Dick approach Havi and the turnaround point, aware that the uphill cycling battles are almost behind them. To prepare for this event, the Hoyts have been competing every weekend for a year. And while Rick was in school, Dick trained alone, pushing a 100-pound bag of cement in Ricky's biking and running chairs, all to challenge the Queen K Highway. But as most triathletes will tell you, no first-timer can anticipate the heat, the monotony, and the unforgiving hills.
The Ironman means different things to different people, but it cannot mean more to anyone than to this father and his son. Dietrich of West Germany has led most of the way since the start at 7 o'clock this morning. First came the swimming, 2.4 miles in Kailua Bay, then the biking, 112 miles. Dietrich now is at the Kona Surf Hotel, where after a quick change of clothes, he will begin the running segment of the race, a marathon, 26.2 miles. Dietrich has been pursued relentlessly by 6-time Ironman winner Dave Scott, and Scott, in turn, has been unable to shake off Mark Allen. These two sweeping down the final hill toward the Kona Surf Hotel as Dietrich prepares to lead. The last miles of the bike course have seen Dietrich's 3-minute lead reduced to roughly 2 minutes, and Scott and Allen have broken away from a pack with which they rode throughout most of the bike segment. From 6 contenders, there are now just 3.
Dietrich's best time in the marathon, in fact his only time in the marathon, was in the Ironman 2 years ago, 3 hours and 48 minutes. As Dave Scott and Mark Allen head for the transition area, their personal bests in the marathon over an hour faster than Dietrich's. Dave Scott and Mark Allen are triathlon's definitive rivalry. In previous Ironman battles, Allen has tried to break Scott with his speed, only to break himself. He has learned from his mistakes. Today, instead, he has matched Scott mile for mile.
No one, not Scott or Allen, nor even Dietrich himself, thought he would be leading this late in the race. Dave Scott's pursuit begins. It should be noted that he has never been passed for good by anyone on an Ironman run, and that this apparently choppy style, which comes from running toed out, is highly effective. Mark Allen with his classic fluid style, following Scott. The course they are about to run on this third and final leg of the Ironman begins along the shore on Ali'i Drive, zigzags through Kailua, then heads out the Queen K into the lava fields to a turnaround. Then it's back into town, where they finish next to the little beach where they began early this morning. Dietrich on Ali'i Drive. He had seemed invulnerable on the bike. Not so now. Closing in with each stride, Scott and Allen. The hunted and the hunters. Miles into the marathon. Wolfgang Dietrich has led this race for over 5 hours. Scott and Allen blow by him as if he never existed. Where there were 3, there are now 2, and Mark Allen, previously content behind Dave Scott, has pulled out abreast of him. The race this sport has waited for has begun.
Well, that Hawaii triathlon doesn't get
Man triathlon, but her pace to this point is 1.5 minutes behind what it was last year when she won the women's race and finished 11th overall. Possibly the strongest performance ever by a woman in endurance sports.
Sam, she fractured her arm in a fall from her bike several months ago and was forced to stop swimming and biking for close to a month. So she focused on her running, and now it may pay off.